Canupium. Welcome to Akomawt Museum's 18th Annual Honor and Cultural Showcase. Akomawt Museum is blessed to be an Institute of Museum and Library Services 2016 National Medal winner and Rhode Island's only Indigenous-led museum for 63 years. This year, Akomawt Museum is celebrating leaders in our community, reflecting on the impact they have had uplifting and supporting Indigenous communities. COVID-19 has changed a lot for all of us, but despite these new challenges, we're all moving forward in new ways. Akomawt Museum's Indigenous Empowerment Network is committed to uplifting Native people, and that includes honoring remarkable individuals who have had an impact in Indian country. Throughout the evening, we will celebrate the lives, achievements, and impact these amazing individuals have contributed to their families, communities, tribal nations, and this country through arts, literature, activism, scholarship, business entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and ingenuity. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate these incredible honorees. Tonight's cultural performance has been sponsored by the Heffernan Museum of Anthropology, the law offices of Marasco and Nesselbush, and Dr. Sandra McMillan. Thank you for your ongoing support. Tonight's opening performance features Indigenous educator Chris Newell. Chris Newell is the Executive Director and Senior Partner to Wabanaki Nations for the Abbe Museum in Bar Harbor, Maine. He was born and raised in Matamikuk and is a proud citizen of the Pasquamity tribe at Indian Township. He's a longtime member of the Mystic River Singers, an internationally acclaimed and award-winning intertribal powwow drum group based out of Connecticut. For over 2 decades, Chris devoted much of his time to Mystic River, traveling all over the U.S. and Canada, singing at community powwows and spending time in those communities learning various Native musics. Out of the museum, Chris and his museum colleagues co-founded the Akomawt Educational Initiative as a response to observations of the public school system and the lack of representation of Native history and social studies. Chris combines his music and education disciplines together and often makes presentations that educate but also entertain. He is a second-generation Native educator looking to change our world for the better. And now, let's hear his performance.
Hey!
you to our sponsors, and thank you for your ongoing support. And now, let the honoring begin. The Ellison Tarzan Brown Champion Award celebrates his legacy as a marathon runner, Olympian, and hero for his people, bringing the Narragansett into the public eye on a regional, national, and international stage. This award honors the contributions of people today who have championed the Tomaquag Museum, indigenous causes, or are champions in their own right. And now to our host for tonight's program, the Executive Director of Tomaquag Museum, Lorén.
So welcome. We are so happy today to congratulate you, Dr. Dooley, on behalf of all of us here at Tomaquag Museum. We will surely miss you as you retire, but your legacy of championing the Native community will be remembered. It is an honor to present you this year with the Ellison Tarzan Brown Champion Award. For all your support of Tomaquag Museum in ensuring our quest of a new museum is realized on the URI campus. Also for your championing of Native American students through support of the Native American Student Organization and the Native American Advisory Council that is working to ensure equity for Narragansett and all Native students on campus. Congratulations for your amazing tenure at URI and the championing of Indigenous students. Congratulations.
Thank you very, very much, Lorén. I am really delighted, beyond perhaps what I can really articulate well, to receive the Ellison Tarzan Brown Champion Award. I'm honored to be among such distinguished company, frankly. Makita Wilbur, the Reverend Wallace Hazard, and Senator Louis DePalma, who's a good friend. I mean, I admire all of them, and to be among their company is also an honor. As a president of the University of Rhode Island, as you know, I very much appreciate and certainly have long recognized the fact that the university's lands are sited on the historical lands of the Narragansett people. And I have always believed strongly that this creates a lasting and important bond between the university and the people of the Narragansett tribe. And it's both a historical, I think, and a spiritual bond, and that it will always connect the state of Rhode Island's flagship university with the people, the history, the traditions, and the achievements of the Narragansetts. It was, to me, altogether fitting when you came forward with the idea to site the Tomaquag Museum on the URI campus. I mean, it's such a renowned nationally and of course within the state of Rhode Island. And it's a treasure to all of us. And I'm so proud of the fact that it will have its new home on the URI campus. I can tell you for sure that the university community is enthusiastic about collaborating with the museum on both educational and research programs, as well as art and cultural programs. We just look forward to a whole new era of being good neighbors and partners and friends. And I'll say in addition to that as part of our work with the museum and with the Narragansetts, the university will be establishing a full scholarship program for members of the Narragansett tribe, both for students coming from high school and for continuing education students. And we look forward to what that will mean for the university community, as well as what it will mean for the Narragansetts. And as you mentioned, although I'm retiring from URI this summer, I certainly hope that I will be able to come back for the ribbon cutting, the grand opening of the Tomaquag Museum on the University of Rhode Island campus when that great day arrives for all of us. So I just want to conclude, Lorén, by saying thank you so much again for your friendship. And thank you so much for being such an inspiring, innovative leader and a partner with the University of Rhode Island. Our friendship has meant a lot to me, and it will continue to do so. So again, thank you. I'm so happy to be a part of this, and I look forward to continuing to be a part of it into the future.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm almost speechless here. I'm so excited that we've been able to work together to really ensure the legacy of your tenure, but also the legacy of Indigenous people, Narragansett people going to the University of Rhode Island, and to be able to continue that forward and know that there's this recognition of the university being on Narragansett land, and that that we're going to partner to ensure that the Narragansett community has access to the campus. I thank you so much. This is what I mean by championing the Narragansett community.
Well, you're very welcome. And it's a partnership that benefits all the students of the University of Rhode Island. And it's one of the reasons we're so enthusiastic about it, because it is our role as the public research university here in the state to make sure that the Narragansetts always have a pathway to higher education, and to work with other institutions to facilitate Narragansetts having access to those institutions as well. But we want to be the #1 choice amongst the Narragansett people for getting a degree at whatever level. And we look forward to playing that role well into the future.
Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much, Lorén. I appreciate it.
Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you for your ongoing support. The Eva Butler Scholar Award celebrates her legacy of inquiry through anthropology and archaeology, partnering with Indigenous community and the forming of the Akomawt Museum to empower first-person voice. This award celebrates the contributions of researchers like Eva Butler who are carrying on this work today.
I'm so happy to be here tonight with Mack Scott. Congratulations, Mack, on behalf of all of us here at Akomawt Museum. We are so proud of you and all the work that you have done, and we're proud that we've been able to support you on your research as you are preparing for your dissertation and your research for your books through our archive here at Akomawt Museum. And really being able to collaborate now and into the future on projects that recover hidden history of the Narragansett people. We are thrilled about your upcoming visitor professorship at Brown University. And it's our honor to present you today with the Eva Butler Scholar Award for your steadfast scholarship, teaching, and writing that uplifts Narragansett voice, tells our history, and unpacks inaccuracies to ensure truths are told. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lorén. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, everyone in the community who is bestowing this prestigious award on me. I'm extremely thankful, humbled to know that others deem my work worthy of recognition. There's a lot of affirmation in there for me, so it makes me really feel good. Thank you very much for this honor. Receiving this award is especially meaningful to me because, like Eva Butler, I really hope to reveal and champion Indigenous voices. The inclusion of Native perspective is especially important in considering that Native peoples have long been absent in our collective national narrative. So I endeavor to do that, and getting this award is really inspiring and hoping to push me towards continuing to pursue this as my research and writing goals.
Everyone's so proud of you. I certainly am. And, I have the advantage of being besties with your mom. So I've been knee deep in all what's going on in your life. And I was always so happy to hear what was happening and the work that you were doing. And so pleased that the committee for the honoring thought there was value in that as well. For those that may not know or remember that you're also an alum of the University of Rhode Island. And maybe you want to say a word or two about that.
Oh yeah, so very thankful for that opportunity. When it came time to go to college, I was able to attend a top prestigious university that was a half an hour from my house, right? So I really enjoyed my time at URI. I was thankful and lucky to be part of the talent development program. I know that Frank is getting honored also as part of this program. And, the opportunity that they gave me, the inspiration and the confidence, right, in pursuing my studies and in pursuing, graduate work too, really was germinated in that program. And they do amazing work, and University of Rhode Island does amazing work. And, really thankful that I'm lucky that I have the opportunity to attend that institution.
Well, thank you so much again for being here and receiving this wonderful award and accepting this wonderful award. And, I'm so looking forward to your next pieces of writing, the book that will be coming out before you know it. Little pressure there. But, I just think it's such utmost importance for us to have that Indigenous voice out there, but more than anything, to have Narragansett voice out there. That's the one thing I hear from people, educators, K-12 teachers, college professors, that they wish there was more scholarship out there for Narragansett people and from Narragansett people. So I'm really thrilled to, to watch your career grow and how it will impact our voice in the Native community on a scholarship level, on a scholarly level. It's really fantastic to, have that expression done in a way that no one else can if they're not actually from the community and understand the nuances of the community. So to have those truths be told through your eyes, through your lens, through your voice, through your words that you choose, I think is really, really powerful. And an example of that the audience might like to think about is that you've done 2 articles for the Providence Journal on their race and ethnicity series. And I think how important that is for the people of Rhode Island and for the communities at large to hear that voice. So thank you.
Yeah, I obviously grew up in Rhode Island, and the experience, like all growing up experiences, was formative, right? And in a way where I experienced that the Native perspective and Native voice just wasn't part of the story, right? I've always loved history, but I was never really a good history student. And I didn't realize why that was until, I got much older. And it was because the stories that they told didn't include me, right? They didn't include people that looked like me, right? They didn't have our stories. So the teacher would be there teaching the class, and I would be going through the book, right? Just reading the stories, but trying to find stuff that I could identify with. And I think that's such an important part of, doing the work that I do and telling these historical narratives, is to include those parts where we just haven't done it. I remember going on a canoe trip one time, and it was around where the Great Swamp is, right? And I remember my dad saying, hey, we were talking a little bit about the Great Swamp. And I was telling him something that I heard about the Great Swamp fight, right? In school. And he was like, oh, well, that's just white man history. And I'm thinking, well, how is there different histories, right? How is there a white man history and a different history? And how come that different history isn't part of the one that I'm learning in school? And that's really what got me really interested in trying to understand, why is it that there is a white man history, right? Why is it that there's a history that doesn't include me? And as I was studying on, I realized that it's about, ownership and purposeful and celebration, and who usually isn't part of that story and that narrative. And then that's okay. But the problem is that when you don't tell those other stories, other people get left out. So that's what I try to do through my work, is really highlight and bring part of the groups that have been marginalized, right? The groups that have been left out of the story, and make sure that they get that their contributions and their efforts and their agency in helping to create this reality that we experience all the time is there too. Those types of Indian voices, those native voices, those challenges, when the Narragansetts would always say, right, that they weren't disappeared, don't get to be part of the story, right? And that's really what I'm doing. And that's really what I'm trying to show through my work, is that this history matters, and it matters because it informs the way that we see these people today.
And that's why you're receiving this award, because that's exactly the need of our community. So I thank you so much for doing this work, and I congratulate you again on this honor.
Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you for your ongoing support. The Princess Red Wing Arts and Culture Award celebrates her legacy as a Narragansett Wampanoag artist, storyteller, activist, writer, knowledge keeper, and original voice of Tomaquag Museum, and the contributions of today's culture bearers.
Welcome. We are so happy to have you here today, Dr. Stevos. Congratulations to you on behalf of all of us at Tomaquag Museum. We are so proud of your legacy of educating the public and inspiring the Native community. It is an honor to present you with this Princess Red Wing Arts and Culture Award to you today for all your lifetime of work in education. You're an inspiration to me and an inspiration to others. Congratulations for your amazing impact regarding inclusive education, ensuring untold stories are recovered and underserved populations are empowered, and Native history is restored to its rightful place in curricula around the state. Like your ancestor, Princess Red Wing, you are a culture bearer, educator, writer, and historian. Congratulations on this award and your lifetime body of work.
Thank you, Lorén. I am so honored to receive this award. My grandmother and Princess Red Wing were second cousins. And as I was growing up, I repeatedly heard about her achievements. I loved listening to her tell stories about our culture and would try to remember them. As she did, I try to honor our ancestors and preserve a record of the generations before us for the generations who follow us. I hold her in respect and awe. As I began to know myself better, I realized the different ways that I could make a difference in the world. The ways were to combine my love for teaching young people, embracing history and culture, and giving back to the community. Since I was responsible for ensuring that children in Providence schools learned about what it means to live in a democracy, I myself felt it was important to live as a person participating in a democracy, advocating for change that mattered in our community. Being involved with different groups has been intentional. I brought many resources to my public school district to enable teachers to expose children to the history and culture of different people in the Rhode Island community. The enthusiasm and seeing them eager to participate again and again is such a rewarding feeling and reason to continue. When I had the pleasure of participating in the ceremonies to open the new home of the Trinity Academy for the Performing Arts Charter School on Westminster Street, I was so proud of the students and teachers. I had an integral role in starting the school, which remains true to its vision. One of the teachers at the school had confided to me one day that he had been in my social justice class at the college, and it had inspired him to design the ethnic studies class he teaches at the school. At the opening, students performed a land acknowledgement ceremony and presented to the school a plaque immortalizing the land acknowledgement and the indigenous people whose land it had been. This is why I feel so many of the seeds I have planted are valuable. The work is never finished, but the seeds are planted, then tended by others, so they continue to live and flourish. One of the gifts the Creator blessed me with is the ability to make connections between people and ideas. In 1976, I was one of the youngest of those who gathered to incorporate the Rhode Island Black Heritage Society, the purpose of which was to collect and document the history of Black and Indian people in Rhode Island. A large collection of material was gathered from the local families through that endeavor, enabling scholars to use the collection to write about the history of people of color in Rhode Island. Through Heritage Harbor Foundation, I have been able to encourage support of other efforts to memorialize the history of people of color in our state. As I teach about social justice issues, I have opportunities to raise the awareness and understanding of tomorrow's future teachers to Native American issues that are in the news. One example was Standing Rock. I had the pleasure of inducting Ninigret into the Rhode Island Heritage Hall of Fame. And through Heritage Harbor Foundation, we have given grants to the Akomawt Museum for planning the new museum, and to the South County History Center to help in the preservation of the pictures that Kenny Mars took as he walked through South County. So it's been a pleasure.
That's the beauty of this honoring, is we get to know the impact of people and the stories that you just told, that legacy that goes all the way back from your grandmother through time to you, to me. I think about the legacy of the gifts that you've given to Akomawt Museum for our archival collection from your family's papers, and the stories that will be recovered over time with historians and tribal members and community members thinking about our history and what stories are being told. It's such a blessing, the gifts that Heritage Harbor has given, helping us to begin the storytelling process for the new exhibits at the future Akomawt Museum. So I thank you so much for sharing that with us and sharing the highlights of your amazing life and career. So I just want to congratulate you again on receiving the Princess Red Wing Arts and Culture Award, which, for all of us is such an honor to have it named after her, but for you as a descendant in the same family line, it's so special.
Thank you so much again.
Thank
Really
you.
Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you for your ongoing support. The Eleanor Dove Entrepreneur Award celebrates her legacy as an entrepreneur in the founding of Dove Crust Indian Restaurant and other businesses sharing the Narragansett culture through cuisine, and the contributions of business leaders today that share Indigenous culture through their businesses.
I'm so happy to be here today with Alan Hazard and Joshua Cotter. Congratulations to the Purple Shell on behalf of all of us at Akomawt Museum. We are so proud to have collaborated with you on the Wampum Telling Our Stories exhibit, tribal community workshops, and supporting the next generation of artists. Your partnership and growth of the Purple Shell is an inspiration and a model for artists and entrepreneurs. It is our honor to present you today with the Eleanor Dove Entrepreneur Award to you both for your entrepreneurial spirit. Congratulations.
I appreciate the honor and don't quite think it's deserving. It's something I do because I love it. And, you know, I suspect it's goes both ways with me and Josh. But yeah, we've been doing it for a while now, and to see somebody recognize it for more than what we think it is pretty good. So I say thank you, and hopefully we'll be able to do it for a few more years, you know.
You know, having partnered with you over the last several, you know, maybe 10 or more years in projects with Akomawt Museum, I've seen the growth since your first site, and how your collaboration with Josh, I think, and the fantastic Umbrella Factory has really, you know, broadened the visibility of the purple shell and your beautiful artwork. Josh, you want to share a little bit about how the partnership came to be?
I have to first of all, thank Akomawt and the board for this prestigious honor. It's certainly an honor, and I'm humbled. But this started probably about 15 years ago. Ironically enough, I lost a family member whom I thought was rock solid, and it was just one of those lessons in the fact that you know, all things are transient, right? All things come and go. And so it was always in my heart to try wampum. And I had just spent some time with Alan at Pequot Day. He showed up and was helping the family out and showing us what he knows. And so I sought him out, and sure as heck, he just took me right underneath his wing. And if it wasn't for him, I would be nowhere near where I am right now. So certainly want to thank Alan. And as though he can be a pain in the butt, he's a lot of fun to work with. And again, he taught me everything I know.
Well, we all know he's a big tease. He loves to tease me because I fall in it every single time. But, you know, I think that's the biggest, you know, this might be an award about entrepreneurial spirit, but it's really the giving spirit that you have that is really what deserves the honor more than anything, because the amount of people that Alan has taught and shared his skills with, and the next generations that we don't even know that he's touched and that have sampled through some of the Akomawt programs, through some other programs at Pequot Museum and around, you know, New England, really, have given that next generation of artists. And then when they see that they can take their gift of this artistic skill to a new level, and actually open a shop, you know, lots of people have a dream of that, but they don't really know how that happens. And so to see the both of you work this together and build this up into, you know, a shop that everyone wants to go to. I refer people there all the time. But people are really excited to know about what is wampum, why is it significant, and that makes it all the more special, the cultural aspect, the spiritual aspect. And for those in the audience, if you haven't been to the Purple Shell, please go there in Charlestown, Rhode Island, and see not only the beauty that's for sale, but see the gorgeous pieces that both Alan and Josh did, you know, the ceremonial pipes that they've inlaid in wampum that you can see nowhere else. And it's just absolutely stunningly beautiful. Anything last that you'd like to say, Alan?
Look forward to what the Akomawt Museum will be like in the near future. You know, I think it's tremendous that you've been able to work endlessly over all these years to, you know, get to where you're at, and now you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel with this beautiful museum that will eventually be there. So we look forward to sharing that time with you, and I think all the praise in the world needs to go out to you more than in this little wampum store here. It's still, you know, how do I say, a growing plant as far as I'm concerned, and maybe someday long after I'm gone it'll be twice of what it is now. But I'm sure the Akomawt Museum will be 3, 4, 5 times this place, and maybe between the two of us we can continue educating and enjoying our culture, and basically that's it. Loving to do what I do. I'm sure you do too. So I just say thank you to everybody that supported us. Many props out to my mom and family and you, Lorén, for constantly pushing me to be a little more than what I figure I am anyway. So thank you.
I think that it's the collaboration that we all do back and forth, because right well, as soon as we're in the new space, I'm going to be having both of you right over there to teach classes and do demonstrations and share your beautiful gift with the public. So thank you so much, and congratulations again for the Eleanor Dove Entrepreneur Award. And we all know that this named award is especially special to me, as it's my, in honor of my late grandmother. And, she had your personality, Alan, that everything she did was no big deal, but you've done something remarkable here, and we're here to cheerlead for that and say what a wonderful job that you've done, and an inspiration to others. And it's a pathway so that others can follow. My grandmother blazed a path that we're all following today, and others will follow our paths, and hopefully that will help us all reach our dreams. And so I, again, congratulate you on this honor, and it's well-deserved. Thank you so much.
Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you for your ongoing support. The Kaukont Philanthropic Award celebrates the generosity of foundations and individuals that sow the seeds of success for Akomawt Museum and its Indigenous Empowerment Network. Kaukont bestowed a gift upon the Narragansett people, seeds of corn that became an important staple for the sustenance and growth of the community. This award recognizes the benevolence of our supporters who, like Kaukont, have supported the continuity and growth of Akomawt Museum.
Welcome to you, Neil Steinberg, the CEO and president of the Rhode Island Foundations. Congratulations to the Rhode Island Foundation on behalf of all of us here at Akomawt Museum. It is an absolute honor to present the Rhode Island Foundation with the first Kaukont Philanthropic Award to you today for all your support of Akomawt Museum as one of our earliest foundations to support the mission of Akomawt Museum over 40 years ago. Your support through the Rhode Island Expansion Arts Program was pivotal in our transformation from a grassroots volunteer-led organization to the sustainable and growing organization we are today. Your support through the fund development cohort strengthened us and prepared us toward our future campaign for the new museum on the URI campus. We thank you for that support. We thank you for providing equity for diverse communities and creating pathways for inclusion in the philanthropic landscape. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lorén. It's such an honor. You have a long history. We have a very long history. And to be receiving the first Kaukont Award for philanthropy is so exciting. It's inspiring, and it's a real humbling honor for us. So I thank you on behalf of the foundation very much. We're the community foundation for the state, and our mission is to meet the needs of all the people of Rhode Island. And that term is one that needed a lot more attention, and all means all. And your wonderful leadership that I do not want to, I don't want to not highlight that, because over that 40 years, as we've seen the museum grow, as we've seen the influence be built, and now to the point of a major facility that you're going to have, is just so exciting that your leadership has been so instrumental. And I just want to recognize that too, along with others. For the foundation, as the state's community foundation, we're a large funder. We're working in many different areas of education, of health and economic security, all of these. And the indigenous population that you support, that you work with, that you represent, is the state's history. When people talk about diversity, and diversity, equity, and inclusion gets a lot of attention. It's a major area of focus, and rightfully so. We've enhanced our commitment significantly, although we think that we've always had somewhat of a lens. But for the state, we need to embrace the diversity of the state. It's one of the things that people move here and they recognize that we've got immigrant populations, we've got original populations, we've got history that goes back, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. You go out to the West Coast and everything's, 50 years old. And so it's so important to us to see a thriving Akomawt Museum, to see to see other members of the museum and other members of the indigenous groups become part of everything that's going on in Rhode Island. It shouldn't be this segment or this festival or something. It's everything. And so it's just so exciting and motivating for us to be part of this and to see the growth of your organization and the influence of your organization. And hopefully, more and more people will visit this wonderful little state that we have. We're only 45 minutes apart, no matter where we are. On the other hand, I get concerned we're still provincial. And a lot of people in the state who have lived here all their life have never visited a lot of parts of the state. And so sometimes we have great organizations that get national recognition, as you have, that aren't as well known by some of the people in the state. So again, we're very proud of this. We're very humbled by it. But most importantly, this is just a point in time. We're going to continue to support the museum. We want to see there. I look forward to ribbon cuttings and openings and grand celebrations, especially when we don't have to do them on Zoom at some point, and we can navigate through. You partnering with the state's research university with URI is just kind of the matches that we want to see here. But again, it's the respect, the inspiration, the embracing of the history, and the valuing the contribution of the indigenous people in the state of Rhode Island that is first and foremost. And so again, I express to you, I express to everybody listening on behalf of the Rhode Island Foundation that we are just thrilled and honored to get this award, but we want to more turn it to you and honor the museum and get more and more people to take a ride, to go on a website, to embrace the history that we have and kind of that wow factor of what's going on here. So again, thank you very much. Your commitment and your educational opportunities and your place in the history of this state on an ongoing basis is key. And we look forward to continuing to work together. So thank you very much again.
Thank you so much. It is our pleasure to work with the Rhode Island Foundation on the various initiatives, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Initiative and the Rhode Island Healthcare Initiative. It's really important that all of us collaborate to make this state and this country and this world a better place. And I think that the Rhode Island Foundation helps us lead that way by leading these initiatives that are key and vital to the well-being of our communities. And so as the community foundation, I think it was really, we're really pleased to give you our first ever Kaukont award that creates the sustainability and vibrancy of our communities, the Akomawt Museum, the Native community, the Rhode Island community, all of our diverse communities within our state and region and country. So thank you again to the Rhode Island Foundation for its leadership in philanthropy, but really in community building.
One of the things that we see as a role too is, and you're absolutely right, philanthropy, while dollars are certainly important, and you know that, we definitely view trying to help and support everybody having a voice. And sometimes not everybody has a voice. And we've all learned, sometimes the easy way, sometimes the hard way, that diversity of thought, diversity of voice, diversity of opinion makes everything richer, makes everything more vibrant, and in the end, makes everything better. So to have everybody at the table, as you described, is not just a label of this group and that group. It is really a heritage of opinion and wisdom that you bring to the table. And I think that's great. When we developed our program for the Roger Williams scholarships, and we're able to talk with you and get a sense of the history and make sure that we understood more than just what you read in a book. it was very helpful. So again,
Very first scholar was Charente, who
Right,
was one of
right.
our interns and is a Narragansett youth now at Brown and RISD doing a dual degree program in his third year.
No, that's great. And so that's what we're building all together. And while this award is point in time, and again, I can't tell you how much we value this, it's still ongoing as part of the journey. We look forward to working together with you well into the future.
Thank you. And congratulations again from all of us here at Rhode Island, from all of us here at Tamaquag Museum.
Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you for your ongoing support. The Lifetime Achievement Award celebrates outstanding achievement on behalf of Indigenous people and the impact it has had on communities across Indian country.
Well, we are so excited and thrilled to say congratulations to Frank Forleo on behalf of all of us at Tamaquag Museum. Especially our assistant director, Silver Moon LaRose, who has told so many wonderful stories about your advocacy for her when she was a student and all her contemporaries at the University of Rhode Island, and many other stories of the work that you do. So your success is our success as each Native student fulfills their dreams, and thanks to your outreach and support, it is an honor to present this Lifetime Achievement Award to you today for all your leadership of the Talent Development Program at the University of Rhode Island and the advocacy of the Narragansett and other Native students that attended URI during your tenure. You went over and above to ensure the academic and emotional success of the Native students, along with all students that you work with for sure. But we are so thankful for your steadfast desire to uplift and empower the Native students. Congratulations to you for a lifetime of achievement.
Thank you very much, Lorén. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Tamaquag. I want to thank the 4 generations of Doves that has been my pleasure to know. I remember first walking into the Dove Crest post-Vietnam, probably about 1969, maybe early 1970. The memories there are so strong, even to the point that Sharon and I got our wedding rings there in 1980 from Princess Red Wing and Princess Pretty Flower. So the connection there has always been strong, and to get this honor from Tamaquag is truly humbling. I thank you all so much for it. I also would want to thank among the many colleagues at the University of Rhode Island, first and foremost, Sharon Forleo. Without Sharon, I would not have been able to really do anything for anybody. It's been that type of marriage and that type of life together. Our common work kept each of us stronger, and that strength we were able to give back to students what they deserve because of the common strength and the common bond that we had together. You know, I only wish we'd moved the needle a little bit more for Indigenous students. More students, more scholarships, more reflective programming, a better all-around support system for Indigenous students. But I have to remember that progress is often slow, and the increments of change don't match our restless desire for justice. And I can't forget for a moment the fact that Tamaquag will soon reside on 18 acres adjacent to URI. What a powerful statement. It's transformational, and it's that rising tide that raises all boats. So I thank you. I'm humbled by this award. The day you called me when I was in the car with Sharon, we were going down the road, and for one of the few times in my life I was actually speechless, which is, those people who know me probably will find that hard to believe. But I do want to say one more thing, that the vision that Sharon and I and others, and in common effort with people like you, the vision of more Indigenous students at the university, more opportunity in and out of talent development, more scholarships, more courses and programs, and someday a major connected to the Narragansett and Niantic people at the University of Rhode Island, I think would be such a worthy goal. You know, my old director, Reverend Hodge, used to say that the easy part is already done. We're doing the difficult part today. The impossible will only take a little longer. Thank you, Lorén. Thank you, Akomawt.
Thank you so much, and congratulations. You know, your words are so meaningful. We are working toward this place of equity for Indigenous people across this land and for all people. And your work embodies that at the Talent Development Program, and that legacy of your lifetime, of your career there at the university has certainly uplifted many Native students, and including people like myself who were in and around. It was the way that you wrapped your arms around all students, whether they were through your TD program or in the university as a whole. So we thank you for your work. Your legacy is leading to the next wave of success for Indigenous students at the University of Rhode Island. Congratulations on a lifetime of success and a well-deserved retirement. Thank you.
Thanks again, Lorén.
And now, one last performance by Chris Newell. Enjoy.
Yeah.
virtual honoring celebration and for your ongoing support of the Akomawt Museum. Thank you to our amazing performer, Newell, for sharing with us this evening. And congratulations to all our awardees. Thank you for the incredible work that you do uplifting Indigenous voices. It has been an honor to spotlight your incredible contributions. Katupatish. Each award has special significance, and you can help recommend a future honoree. Just visit our website at tomaquagmuseum.org/nominate and let us know who you think deserves to be recognized. Thank you again to our funders and sponsors that made tonight possible. And don't forget to check out our virtual silent auction, and please consider making a tax-deductible donation to support the Akomawt Museum. Peace Krinash Netfunkwag. See you later, friends.